Hey, welcome to another episode of the AL.com Film Room. I'm Matt Scalisi here with John Parker Wilson, our Alabama football analyst. And we're here to break down Alabama's win over Arkansas from last weekend. Close game, John Parker. They managed to pull it out, but obviously looked a little bit ugly at times during this game.
Yeah, it was a tough game and definitely didn't put up as many points as we wanted to. But I think the defense have played great. They had a good showing, only giving up 13 points. But at the end of the day, you can never apologize for a win. And coming off the field with a win is a lot better than coming out with a loss, especially after the tough game against Ole Miss last week. So just eking it out with a win on the road, tough weather, tough environment is a lot to build on and a lot to learn from coming off this week's game.
Well, we're going to take a look at a few of the plays from this game, obviously. But just before we do that, kind of your overall impressions about the offense, especially for Alabama. What was the overall diagnosis for you? I mean, obviously it wasn't the same kind of production we saw a few weeks ago against Florida.
Right. Florida was kind of the apex of our season so far, putting up that many points and that many yards. Right now, I think it's just a matter of execution. Little things here and there are what keeping us from getting to the next level offensively.
All right, well, let's start off with a couple of positive plays. Alabama's first touchdown in the game. Let's take a look at what happened here.
Yeah, this is a great play right here by Blake Sims on third and 9 of making a play and getting a touchdown to TJ. You see him reading down the field, looking right, looking left, and he doesn't have anybody open, so he's got a break containment in the pocket. And him and TJ really do a good job of being on the same page right here. You can see him getting out, eyes downfield, and TJ finding a soft spot in the zone like he's been doing all year and being able to score the touchdown. But really impresses me here is just being on the same page. The quarterback and the running back, where each other's at, and he does a good job of breaking a tackle and extending it for the touchdown. One of the highlights definitely of Alabama's offensive performance this week.
All right, well, now let's take a look at the second touchdown, the go-ahead score later in the game. Kind of an interesting play here where we can see maybe some of Alabama's past offensive work, helping them out here a little bit.
Sure. Another good job of improv from Blake Sims of finding an open guy. We've seen this play before on a touchdown to Fowler where he's in the flat and Blake Sims has the option to run or throw. We can see Fowler going to the flat right here, and then what makes the play are these two linebackers that are going to come up and try to tackle Blake. And what's going to happen is DeAndrew is going to slip in right behind him. He originally had a crossing route, and he just finds a soft void in the defense right there where he can have eyes on the quarterback and allow Blake to see him. A lot of times you don't want the quarterback running and throwing across his body back to the field, but he does a good job of diagnosing the defense and finding that void right there, reeling in for the touchdown, and really what was the game-winning play right here.
Again, we've talked about there wasn't a lot of consistency in this game, but they were able to hit a few big plays in this game, and particularly the longest play, I think, of this game to O.J. Howard.
Yeah, nice explosive pass to O.J. right here, and I think it's a great play design, play call from Coach Kiffin. First, we see him working the snap count right here, and everybody's kind of falling asleep. We've got the linebacker talking to the safety, and Blake's going to read. He's going to read the run right here, and at the same time, he's reading the two linebackers. So when he sees them come up, OJ's streaking down the field, and he's just pretty much reading the linebackers. If they're going to drop, he's going to hand the ball. If they come up, he's going to throw it. OJ finds a zone right here, and is able to make a huge play. But what I like to see is him breaking these tackles and getting 10, 15 extra yards, going downfield, getting the big guy the ball, and Blake really doing a good job of seeing the defense and getting him the ball.
One of the things they didn't have working for them in this game was that connection with Amari Cooper. This was obviously his lowest output so far this season. Just weren't able to get anything going with him, but they did manage to find a way to move the ball a couple of times with some other guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think Arkansas did a good job of taking away Amari by putting a safety over the top of him and then playing the corner underneath. It's really tough to do that and to get open. Fortunately, we had some guys making some plays and getting open right now. So we got 2 on this side. We've got 3 defenders covering 3 receivers over here. So obviously that's the numbers. That's going to be the most advantageous spot to go with the ball. You can see Blake actually look at Amari first right here, having eyes to the left, and he's going to make his way back and read these guys after he initially looks at Amari. Does a good job of going through his reads right here and hitting his Sims, who makes a good play right here, getting 15 yards on the pass, ends up setting up the game-winning touchdown.
So Alabama's offensive line been a little bit of a topic of conversation for this team, especially when the offense has had trouble getting things going the last couple of games. They gave up 2 sacks, first time they've done that this season. in this game. Let's take a look at one of them and maybe see what went wrong on that play.
Yeah, this is a little bit of combination of a coverage sack and then Arkansas doing something different up front. They run what we call a game up front with the defensive tackle and the defensive end. We'll show that right here. Blake looking downfield, trying to find somebody that's open and just can't find them. And as he's searching downfield, he's trying to step up in the pocket, but the defensive tackle is going to go first, and then the end's going to loop behind him and come upside. And this requires a lot of communication up front, a lot of practice, and a lot of being on the same page right here. And what happens is when they do this, we just get a little soft on our heels. You can see the guard getting pushed back, and this is what causes the sack. So Blake tries to escape deep in the pocket, and he can't get away. The game really put pressure on right here, but also the coverage downfield ended up leading to the sack. The first time you said that we've given up more than one sack in a game, so something we could work on going into next week's game.
Well, that's it for today on the AL.com Film Room. Join us later this week when we'll take a look at Alabama's defense and special teams as we head into the big showdown this weekend with Texas A&M.